Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm the Diginerdster, and today I gotta address the fact that I've hit 2,000 subscribers, despite the fact that my upload schedule has plummeted. You know, like my output has plummeted this past month or so. There are reasons for that. My voice cracked. This is unscripted. I should get that out of the way now. So I'll stutter, I'll do all that kind of stuff. I mean, most of my, or all of my content actually is unscripted, obviously. I mean, it's just Let's Plays and reactions, but you know what I mean. This video is not just me thanking you all for, you know, sticking around, even though my output has really gone downhill. And I'll touch on those later, but I just want to thank you all, anyone who clicked on this video because they are subscribed to my channel. I just want to thank you for sticking around and enjoying what I do. I hope you're enjoying what I do. I mean, otherwise, why am I doing this? I mean, it's fun playing video games, but, like, I'm making this video kinda partly because I feel guilty about how bad my uploading output has gotten. And, like, seriously, I reached 2,000 subscribers, and I'm, like, uploading, like, twice a week, maybe. It's ridiculous, and there are reasons why. I want to get into them. I don't want to waste your time too much. I'm sorry if I do. That's just Digi's fault for not having a script. Anyway, I probably should have mentioned this, but if you're here for the second half of this video, or probably most of it, which is going to be me talking about my thoughts on the Bumblebee trailer, and what direction I want the Transformers movie franchise to go. Stupid chair. Then you'll probably want to skip ahead to whatever time stamp I put at the bottom of the screen while I play either Transformers Fall of Cybertron or just some Doom. Yeah, let's get into more of the thanking and whatnot. So, why have I stopped doing reaction videos or playing anything other than Dark Souls? It's a lot of reasons, I feel. It all kind of started around the time my grandmother got really sick, and she passed away. It was a month or two ago, at least, I think. I have a very bad time keeping track of time. Or keeping track of anything, for that matter. Digi's a bit of an airhead. I'll admit that. But yeah, after that, I feel like my depression has kind of taken a nosedive. My mood is just, not very good most of the time, and I don't think it helps that, like, well, this might be a shocker, but I don't exactly enjoy the new God of War, and that's kind of my main playthrough at the moment, or at least it was until I sunk into Dark Souls. I don't know why I don't enjoy it. I'm mostly playing it for the story now. I'm not playing it for the gameplay, which is sad. That is why you should be playing video games. That you should enjoy playing a video game. Like, I like stories. That's why I want to keep playing it. I'm not having fun. I just want to enjoy the story. But with my mood being so down, it's just not enjoyable. It's like I hesitate every time I sit down, because I have sat down a lot of days and thought, I'm gonna play some God of War 4, and I don't want to. It's not gonna cheer me up. It's not fun. Now, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of people not exactly agreeing with me, but it's just how I feel, and like I'm gonna keep playing it. I want to get back into playing it, but it's just with me being down, it's not something I'm eager to do. I mean, once I start doing it, I'm sure I'll be like, oh, okay, so this is happening, blah blah blah. But I just, the gameplay is not interesting, or not interesting, but it's not fun. I mean, if I wanted to, I could go into a direction like, oh, well, a lot of games are like that now. It's like all over the shoulder games are now just narratives, which is fine for a lot of people, but God of War was super action packed, and I feel like it should have stayed like that. I don't know. It's just a lot slower. And I'm making this topic, I'm taking this topic off course, aren't I? Okay, but Digi, that's not the only game you're playing. That's right, I'm also playing Agony, but at the same time, I'm not playing Agony because it's fun. I'm playing Agony because I find the world interesting and demon titties. But like I said, it's the same problem with God of War. I'm not playing the game for the game. Because Agony is not exactly a good game. Like, honestly, I feel like I might actually enjoy playing Aliens Colonial Marines more than Agony or God of War, just because there's so much to laugh at that game. You know, because it's so bad. It's so poorly made. I mean, obviously, I could never make a game nearly as good as that. Not on my own, but, I mean, they had a team. They had a team of people make that garbage game, and it's so broken that it's funny, and that makes it fun, but that's not why a game should be fun. And of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ and Sonic Adventure 2 I mostly do on weekends because weeaboo weekends, get it? Double W's. And Resistance, recording on PlayStation 3 is a bit of a hassle for me. Like, it needs prep and it needs me to be motivated, and I just haven't been that motivated. And then, of course, the folks have been taking us out to do a lot of road trips these last few weeks, and I don't enjoy them. Like, I'll have fun at museums or at the zoo. We went to the zoo this weekend, and I had a blast, but all the other places, like, oh, look at the scenery, or enjoy nature, that's not me. I mean, I love animals, but I'm not a hiker, I mean, I like going on a walk, but gosh, just like, there were gardens or whatever, and we couldn't take the dog, and it's just, we had to leave the dog, like, well, we didn't leave the dog in the car, but we had to leave someone with the dog. We couldn't go to any restaurants because we had the dog, because for some reason he doesn't have his kennel shots, even though I thought I've updated all his vaccines or whatever. It's just, vacations are honestly more stressful than relaxing to me, and we've just been doing so many of them that I've just been not happy. Okay, I'm probably depressing you with my talk, but Doggo, what are you doing? Doggo, get out of the closet. My dog's in the closet. I think he's trying to tell me something. It has also been very, very hot these past few months, and it's just I do not like it. I love the winter months. I love fall. Spring, maybe. And it's just, I'm not like on the camera because it's just so damn hot. Like, I'm just sweating profusely. And I don't want to record games that I've already started with a webcam and then not use the webcam. Like, I try not to do that unless the camera messes up. But, like, I I don't want to go on camera with, my forehead shining with sweat, even though it probably always does. It's just, I'm more drenched in it than normal. If that makes sense. Yeah. Some thank you this is. Anyway. Reaction videos. I don't often do them unless I'm in a good mood. And I haven't been in a good mood. Honestly, they're more draining than, like, Let's Plays, just because, at least when I'm playing a game, even if I'm not having fun, I can get lost in the world. Whereas reaction videos, I can't. And so that's why they're like the rare treat, I guess. It's why I don't monetize them on my channel. Not only because, like, they're other people's content. I mean, games are too, but, like, these are other YouTubers' content. And I just don't want to... I don't want to feel like I have to do them to get money. Because, I mean, I'm not making any money doing Let's Plays at all. YouTube sucks right now, as far as I know. But I don't want to feel like, oh, I have to do these because they're my bread and butter, because they get the most views. And just doing that and not enjoying it does not appeal to me. Even if I'm making, like, money. Because, like, who wants to do something, who wants to get paid for something they don't enjoy? I mean, what? You work and you get money in compensation? No. But yeah, that's how I want to avoid that. I want to... This is a hobby. I just want to have fun. I hope. Alright, I've taken way too much time with this part, so on to my thoughts on the Bumblebee movie and the direction I want the franchise to go. Yeah. Alright, first off, the trailer wasn't bad. It honestly gave me hope that this could be a good Transformers movie. I don't understand why it's called Bumblebee, because Bumblebee's been the main character, or the main Transformer, ever since the first movie. He's been the bread and butter. I don't get why it's called Bumblebee. I mean, if they had, like, Transformers as a subtitle, like how Beast Wars had Beast Wars and then Transformers, that would make sense. But it doesn't. Now, what do I like about the trailer and what do I don't like? Let's start with what I don't like, just to get the bad things out of the way. I don't like how Bumblebee and Starscream seem to be the only Transformers. They are the only ones that we are shown, and thus I assume they are the only ones that are going to play a major role. I could be wrong. Optimus and some of the Autobots might appear at the end, or probably. I fully expect them to appear near the end. But I don't like... I never liked how the Transformers were second stage in these movies. I don't. I really... Like, for the longest time, I felt like Transformers should just be all CGI. Like, I feel like that would work better. All CGI animated movies. But what do I know? I've just been a Transformers fan since forever. I'm not even a G1er, okay? Anyway, I don't like how Starscream and Bumblebee are the main, like, Transformers. I mean, Starscream makes sense, but I don't feel like Bumblebee was that big of a thing until Michael Bay's movies. I don't feel like he was that major of a character. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, second thing I don't like about the Bumblebee trailer is that I don't like how it acts like this is the beginning of the adventure or the story. It is not. The Transformers story, Bumblebee getting to Earth, all started from the war on Cybertron. It all started when the distinction between Autobots and Decepticons began. It's Bumblebee's arrival to Earth didn't start shit. The main story, as I understand it, starts with the Transformers and their war, their civil war, that ruins their planet, kills their planet, and in some continuities kills their god, or forces them into a coma, and just to say this is the beginning of the adventure, or emphasizing it, or making it sound like this is the beginning of the Transformers story is stupid. Humans should be the second fiddle in this story. In fact, humans should be the plot devices, not the Transformers. The Transformers should be the characters. That's my opinion. You are free to disagree. Now then, with that negativity out of the way, let's go to what I actually enjoy about the Bumblebee trailer. I enjoy that it is slow. I enjoy that it is not entirely action scene after action scene. Most trailers for action movies anyway, they show you a bunch of adventure scenes, like bum 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 bum, and then title. This was a bit different, which is surprising since it's Transformers, which is like garbage mainstream, at least for the most part. And it seems like there might be some actual pacing in this movie. The writers might actually be good. Odd. That hasn't happened since the first Michael Bay Transformers movie. Even though, it's still not that good, but it's better than the others. I like the redesigns for Starscream and Bumblebee. Now, as I said, I'm not a G1 fan, so I don't care about them looking more like their G1 counterparts. What I do like is that Bumblebee is softer, rounder, and doesn't look like a pile of junk when he's in robot mode. He looks symmetrical. He looks like an actual being, like an actual. It feels more like Bumblebee's design in Transformers Prime to me. It feels less Killer Machine and more the Scout, the young soldier, the character that the kids will relate to, because he's the youngest of the Autobots or whatever. I don't know if it's true for Michael Bay's universe or whatever universe is coming up for the reboots, but in the Prime continuity, in the aligned continuity, which is my favorite, the Bumblebee is like he was born just before the well shut down, like at the beginning of the war. So he's known nothing but fighting, and he is the youngest Autobot. He probably doesn't know much about the world before the war. And for Starscream, I like that he doesn't look like a Dorito with super noodle arms. Now, Starscream's design I honestly feel is more iconic than Bumblebee's, just because it's a design shared by quite a few Decepticons. And I like that he feels more like a soldier than just a metal monster, like Decepticons have in Michael Bay's movies. They shouldn't be monsters. They should be soldiers. They should be street thugs. That's how Decepticons, I feel, are usually portrayed. They're either, I mean, you have the mad scientists, you have the power-hungry leaders, you know, Megatron, the Starscream, whatever. Then you have soldiers, and you have the thugs, because they are the ones who flock to Megatron's ideologies. And I feel like their design should reflect that in the movies, rather than, oh, it's a giant metal cat thing. Isn't it cool? No, it's not. Maybe to the lame man who doesn't, actually care about Transformers, but to someone who is familiar with Transformers, they should know that that is not alright. Autobots and Decepticons are not a separate species. At least not in any continuity after G1. Can you tell that I don't like G1? I'm gonna get hate for that. But, yeah. I like that the main character isn't a flawless model. Isn't just, the super sexy model. Like, she looks more real. And, like an actual teenager. Yeah. Like, I mean, Megan Fox's character in the first movie was actually kinda alright, because she actually gets stuff done. But after that, the female co-star has been useless. Muda. And that's not okay. That's not okay to me. Don't get me wrong, I am not some social justice warrior. I'm not some Tumblrite, some feminazi white knight. You should write for female characters just as you write for male characters. Because you should just be writing characters. With motives. But whatever. Maybe I am a fake Tumblrite white knight. Should I get into details about, like, Bumblebee's design? Aside from the fact that he's rounder, like, he has less sharp edges that just look like metal scrap hanging off his body. He has lenses on his eyes. I don't think if they are in the other movies, I haven't noticed them, but he has lenses covering his optics. And I like that. It kind of simulates, because the glass or whatever is glowing with the color of whatever is radiating off the optics, and that kind of simulates the pupilless eyes the Transformers have in most fiction, like the comics or whatever. And I think in the comics that's how it is. Like, they have the complex eyes of Michael Bay's movies, but they have lenses over them as to, get that singular color look or whatever. Like Breakdown from Transformers Prime, when they cut his eye out, you see that he has a lens, and then he has the actual eye. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they're warriors. They have to protect their optics. Those are vital organs. Or vital for, combat. Anyway. I do like that he's shorter. I feel like that makes him more inviting as, like, the cutesy character. As the childlike character, I should say. Now, let's go to my overall feeling on where the Transformers franchise in movies should go. Or in general, I mean, my opinion is probably formed from, like, what Transformers shows I really enjoy. Which I've stated is the Transformers Prime Universe and Beast Wars. So I kind of touched on this already, but the designs, I feel like their faces, although should be easily identifiable, they shouldn't go into too much detail into trying to make them human. Because then you get this feeling of uncanny valley, or at least I do. And it doesn't work. To me anyway, it doesn't work. I feel like having them like recognizable features is fine, but don't try to make them look human. Don't add weird beard physics, because they don't have beards. They have like plates of metal that look like they could be facial hair, but actually giving them like weird chain stuff on their faces is just, it's stupid. To me, it's really stupid. Like going out of your way to make it look like they have a beard it's not me. Like, I feel like I mean, I know I talked about how I liked how Bumblebee's design was smoother in this upcoming movie, but I feel like having shards of metal to simulate a beard would be much better. Or at least it would look better to me. Like, plates of metal that looked like they could be a beard, but they don't, like, move. They don't, like, dangle. They're like, they're parts of their face. And, could, like, shift upwards to create a protective mask or whatever. I feel like the Decepticons need to be treated more like characters rather than monsters. They are not kaiju, they are not freaking doom demons, they're soldiers, they're warriors, it's a war. I mean, we often demonize the enemy in wars, but they are still people. For us, they're still humans, so I don't understand the difference with Autobots and Decepticons. I don't. Like, I get Decepticons modifying themselves to be weapons, but like, I don't see it going as far as to make themselves into animals, because Decepticons hate organics. That's a thing. They don't like fleshies like us. So modeling themselves after fleshies kind of seems stupid. Another thing that I do not want to see return in this reboot is heartless Autobots. The Autobots fight for freedom, yes, and they protect the humans because they're not supposed to be able to protect themselves, and I feel like that is something that they forget in these movies because they make them a USA, we can beat the alien robots that have somehow traveled to our planet, even though we are unable to. travel through space. Like, come on. If aliens were able to make it to our planet in less than whatever time it would take us to get to the nearest star, then they are essentially gods to us. We are not going to stand a chance. That is the whole point of having the Autobots, because they are here to fight for us because we can't fight for ourselves. The enemy is just too powerful. That is the point. That is the human dependence on the Transformers, on the Autobots. You could have the relationship be unsteady. Like, have some human general despise having to work with the Autobots or plotting against them or whatever. But until their usefulness runs out, the humans need the Autobots. That is how I feel like the relationship should work. The military, the tanks, all that, they shouldn't stand a chance against. In a future movie, I want to see a scene where, this tank shoots, I don't know, Starscream in the chest, and Starscream of all people's like, "That tickles!" And then just freaking destroys the tank, and with no effort. That is how it should go. I know Hollywood won't like that, because Hollywood's American, and, America, fuck yeah. But, yeah. That's how I feel that should work. Oh, I was talking about Heartless Autobots. Why was I... Anyway, I got off track. Optimus Prime, in Michael Bay's movies, is a complete psychopath. And so are his Autobots. They have no sympathy for the Decepticons, even though they are the same race, and their race is freaking endangered. It's just... it doesn't make any sense. Megatron and Optimus were once brothers. Or as close to brothers as asexual robots can be. And it's just... the action in the Transformers movies, ripping Decepticons apart. There's this one scene where the Wreckers, or whatever, they casually walk up to this Decepticon stuck in a ship, and they rip him apart like freaking zombies. They don't care. Do you honestly see an American Marine walking up to, a trapped terrorist and ripping them apart with their bare hands, limb from limb, blood spraying everywhere? No, you don't see that. Why is it okay for the Autobots to do that? That is not okay. And they do it without any emotion whatsoever. That is not heroic. That is psychopathic. That is, they are insane if you can do something like that without feeling anything. They ripped him apart, limb from fucking limb. That is on par. No, that is even worse than when Optimus rips off the Fallen's face. And we will kill them all? Are you kidding me? That is an actual quote from Optimus frickin' Prime. Space Jesus. No. That is not okay. Do not do that ever again, Paramount. Because that, my friend, is not Optimus Prime. You don't even see the Decepticons ripping Autobots apart. At least, I don't remember any scene like that. You probably do, because you probably watch the movies more than me. But, from what I remember, The Autobots have done a lot more disembowelment than the Decepticons. Okay, and on that note, the Decepticons... I should not be rooting for the Decepticons. And yet, when I watch Michael Bay's movies, I do. Because they are fighting for their world. They want to rebuild Cybertron. That is their only goal. Humanity's destruction is just a side effect in all of their plots. And I feel like, no, that is not... I should not feel more sympathy for Megatron and his cronies than the Autobots. All they want is their home back. And they get sliced up, ripped apart, all that shit, just because of that. Like, don't get me wrong, the Decepticons in all the cartoons and stuff have similar, like, motives, and... But here's the thing. In those shows, they are not being killed in the most brutal ways possible. Deaths in Transformers cartoons are actually meaningful. Whereas, when a Transformer dies in the movies, I don't feel anything. When Ironhide died in Dark Side of the Moon or whatever, I didn't feel a thing. Because guess what? In the movie previous, he watched as Optimus executed a, unarmed prisoner. That is not okay. That is not. Anyway, now I'm getting depressed. Don't kill Megatron every movie. I feel like almost every movie, Megatron dies. And that is stupid. I don't feel like I need to explain why it's stupid. I mean, I get that the first movie was meant to be the end by the writers, but... After that, Starscream should have been the main villain, not... Don't bring Megatron back until he comes back as Galvatron, okay? If you're going to make a multi-film franchise, have a plot. Have a overarching plot. Have an overall storyline. Plan movies ahead. Because if you're just doing it every movie with different writers, you're going to have a shit ton of continuity errors. Like Michael Bay's movies. And like Star Wars. The new Star Wars. The Star Wars without George Lucas. Because Transformers has a very good lore behind it. And if you play with it right, you can get hella good stories out of it. But Michael Bay didn't care about stories. He cared about making money. And that's where the movies fall flat with me, at least. I hope that it falls flat with you fans because of the same reason. Like, I don't want a G1 remake because G1 was not that good. In fact, G1's probably not even in my top 5 Transformers series. The G1 movie was good. It was great. But that's because it was different from G1, the cartoon. The G1 movie took characters that we knew and wrote a story. It took things seriously at points, but also had the randomness and charm of the 80s. And had a hella epic fight scene between Megatron and Optimus, because it was the send-off for both characters. If you're going to kill off characters, Make their deaths meaningful. Give them proper send-offs. Don't kill them out of the blue. I mean, surprise deaths can be good if they focus on them. If like, it actually affects the characters. Like, Optimus Prime should have held a grudge for Ironhide's death at the hands of his mentor, Sentinel Prime. But no. He's very emotional. He's just a cold-blooded killer. Did I cover everything? Decepticons need to be treated like characters just as much as the Autobots. Don't kill characters unless you're giving them a proper send-off. Because these are beloved characters, these are iconic characters. The human military should be powerless against the Decepticons. That is why they need the Autobots. And don't make humans the focus. I mean, unless you're going to focus on the repercussions the Autobots and Decepticons have on the human race, or whatever, don't focus on the human. And for gosh sake, don't be shy of including gods and other fantastical artifacts, because they are a part of the Transformers mythos. Mythos? You know, you have Primus the Creator, Unicron the Chaos Bringer, the Matrix of Leadership, which I know appears, but it's more of a device than an actual spiritual thing. And you have the Star Saber, the Requiem Blaster, all these relics. Like, Star Wars is sci-fi and fantasy. I mean, Transformers. Transformers? Did I say Transformers? Well, what I'm saying is that Transformers is like Star Wars in the sense that it is sci-fi and fantasy. Don't hide from the spiritual side of things in the plot just because America is Christian and having, you know, the American military saved by non-Christians would be bad. It's a story, it's not real life. No, I think I've covered most of my gripes with the series. With the string of atrocities Michael Bay's produced. I don't have anything else to say on the matter. Yeah. So, I'm gonna leave this here. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next video. And thanks for the 2K subs. Bye-bye!